So now we're going to be looking at similar triangles. So let's start with A. So are these two triangles similar? If so, how much bigger or smaller? So let's take a look. Do the angles match up? So angles are these. Does this match up with this? Yep. Does this one match up with this one? Yep. And does this one match up with this one? Yes. So these are similar. If so, how much bigger or smaller? So let's take a look at the given information. So we know that this side is 4 centimeters, and they gave us the exact same side on the bigger triangle, which is 8. So what is the difference between 4 and 8? So to get from 4 to 8, we have to multiply by 2. You can also take a look and do, okay, so what's 8 divided by 4? You get 2. So to go from 8 to 4, because that's how I got the 2 number, you divide by 2. Okay, so 4 to 8 we times by 2. So it is 2 times bigger. And now they want us to solve for D, so the missing information here and the missing information here. So if we already know that to go from 4 to 8 we're timesing by 2, we also then need to times the bottom one by 2, because we now have this information here and this information here, right? So we need to make sure that we are multiplying the right sides. Okay, so we have to multiply this one because we need to know the bottom side, and we need to multiply the right sides together. Okay, so we're going to multiply each of these by 2 to get the given information. So we'll start with E. So we need to do 5 times 2 to get E. So E, so 5 times 2 is 10 centimeters. So E is 10 centimeters. And then we'll do the bottom one here. So we're going to take 6 times 2 is going to give me D. And 6 times 2 is 12. So, sorry, I'm going to box this. So our D is 12 centimeters. So now, does a flip affect similarity? Let's take a look. So are these still similar if this one is flipped this way? Well, if we redraw it, and we redraw it as I did not draw that very well, but that's okay. 2, we have this here, and then we have this one here, and we redraw them. So this one is J, this is 10 meters, and this one is 8 meters. They are still similar, even though this one is probably drawn a little bit bigger than this one is, but they are still similar triangles. Okay, so now what it's asking for is us to solve for J and for N. Okay, so if we are going to figure out what J and N are, what we first need to do is, since I've had them flipped up here, we're going to use this one. So what we're going to do is take a look at what we know. Okay, so we already know we have a value for this one and we have a value for this side. So we know we can get our ratio from here, right? We know we can get the size difference. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, okay, what did we do to get from 8 to 12? We multiplied by 1.5. How did I do that? Well, we went from, I did 12 divided by 8 gives me 1.5. Okay, so when we do that, it's 12 divided by 8 gives me 1.5. So then that must mean to go from 8 to 12, we have to times by 1.5. Right, so our ratio, you can rewrite it like this. Ratio is 12 over 8, which gives me 1.5. Okay, so now it's asking us to find J. Right, so we need to find this one here. So we need to go from 18 to an unknown number. So to go from 18 to this number, we have to use our ratio. Okay, so we're going from a bigger to a smaller number, so we are going to be dividing by our ratio, or 1.5. So our 18 divided by 1.5, so that's down here, 18 divided by 1.5 gives me 12. Therefore, J is equal to 12. But don't forget it's equal to 12 meters. Okay? And then our next thing that we need to find, our next letter, is N. So where is N on here? Okay, and so we are going from 10 to N. So we're going from a smaller number to a larger number. Okay, so you see how we went from a larger number to a smaller number, and we divided. We're now going from our smaller triangle, so our smaller number, to our larger number, so we times by 1.5. Okay, so we are going to take 10 times 1.5 to get N. So 10 times 1.5 is going to give me 15. So our missing value here is 15 meters. Okay?